Welcome to World of Documentaries. For many centuries, Afghanistan was a center of Buddhist learning and a crossroads of cultures, until a new faith arrived from the West. In the mid-7th century, around 642 AD, armies of the Umar II Caliph moved east after defeating the Sassanid Persians. After defeating Persians, a decade later during reign of 3rd Caliph Usman, Rabi ibn Ziyad advanced into the Afghan region, easily taking cities like Herat in the west. But beyond the first wave of conquest, as history would dictate, they found Afghanistan difficult to subdue. The mountains and fortresses of Kabul and Zabul, in the southeast, became bastions of resistance. Local rulers and people often rebelled. As soon as the Arab army moved on, local communities resisted their rule. The caliph's governors could claim nominal control, but in reality the Afghan highlands remained largely unconquered for over 2 centuries. It was not until 870 AD that the last holdouts were overcome. That year, the Persian Safarid leader Yaqub ibn al-Layth captured Kabul, defeated the remaining Hindu Shahi kings, and firmly established Islamic rule in the region. By the 10th century, Islam had become the dominant faith of Afghanistan, but notably it often spread under local dynasties rather than direct Arab rule. In fact, Afghanistan soon produced its own Islamic imperial dynasty, Ghaznavid Empire. In 998 AD, Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni came to power in the city of Ghazni, central Afghanistan, and built an empire that included Afghanistan, Iran, and North India. Mahmud led raids deep into India, even reaching Gujarat, carrying Islam and Afghan power to the Indian heartland. Later, in the 12th century, the Ghurid dynasty from the mountains of central Afghanistan rose to conquer Delhi in 1192, laying groundwork for future Indo-Afghan kingdoms. During these medieval centuries, Afghanistan wasn't merely a passive prize for outside empires, it was also the launchpad for local conquerors who built their own dynasties. In the year 1219, a new terror swept into the region, Genghis Khan and his Mongol hordes. Genghis Khan invaded the eastern provinces of the Sassanid Empire, which included Afghanistan, with a ferocity never seen before. By 1221, the Mongols had ravaged the land. Genghis's son Tolui besieged Herat in the summer of 1221, and after the city resisted, the Mongols massacred tens of thousands of Herat's inhabitants. That same year, Genghis Khan himself marched on Bamiyan in central Afghanistan. At Bamiyan, a Mongol prince, Genghis's own grandson, was killed in battle, enraging the Khan. When Bamiyan fell, Genghis ordered that no living thing be spared. According to chroniclers, the entire population was annihilated in revenge. The nickname City of Screams was later given to the ruins of Bamiyan. Other major centers like Balkh and Kandahar were also laid waste. The Mongol invasion depopulated large areas of Afghanistan, turning fertile fields into desolation. Yet, as with past conquerors, the Mongols did not have an easy time holding Afghanistan, they only knew how to destroy. After Genghis Khan's death in 1227, his vast empire fragmented and Mongol rule in Afghanistan weakened. Local chiefs and princes established independent khanates amid the wreckage, biding their time. In 1504, a young prince named Babur, a descendant of Timur and Genghis, captured Kabul and made it his capital. Babur used Afghanistan as the launchpad for an invasion of India. In 1526, he defeated the Sultan of Delhi and founded the Mughal Empire, which would rule India for the next 300 years. The Mughal emperors held eastern Afghanistan, Kabul and the region south of the Hindu Kush, as part of their domain. Meanwhile, western Afghanistan, such as Herat and periodically Kandahar, fell under the Safavid Empire of Persia. For nearly 2 centuries, foreign empires divided Afghan territory. The Mughals and Persians fought over the fortress city of Kandahar, which changed hands multiple times. Despite these imperial rulers, the rugged countryside remained restless. Afghan tribes in the mountains often acted autonomously, and neither Mughal nor Safavid could fully tame the Afghan highlands for long. By the late 17th century, both the Mughal and Safavid empires were in decline, and Afghan chiefs sensed an opportunity to claim their own independence. In 1709, Mirwais Khan Hotak, a leader of the Ghulzai Pashtun tribe in Kandahar, led a revolt against Persian rule. Mirwais Khan defeated and killed Gurjan Khan, the Safavid Georgian governor of Kandahar, and established an independent Afghan kingdom in the south. This was the first major Afghan uprising against a foreign empire in modern history. A decade later, Mirwais's son Mahmud Hotak took the offensive. In 1722, he led 20,000 Afghan fighters over the mountains into Persia, and seized Isfahan, the Safavid capital. For a brief moment, an Afghan conqueror sat on the Persian throne, and the Safavid Empire collapsed. However, the Afghans could not hold Persia for long. Mahmud's rule was short and he died in 1725, after which the Persians regrouped under a brilliant warlord, Nader Shah. Nader Shah crushed the Hotak regime, and in 1738 he recaptured Kandahar after a year-long siege. Marching on, Nader Shah occupied Kabul, and even sacked Delhi in 1739, taking immense treasures, including the famed Koh-i-Noor diamond and peacock throne. Yet when Nader Shah was assassinated in 1747, his powerful empire suddenly disintegrated. At this moment, the Afghan people stepped forward to fill the vacuum. In October 1747, Afghan chiefs convened a Loya Jirga, tribal council, at Kandahar and chose a young Pashtun commander, Ahmad Khan Abdali, as the new Shah of Afghanistan. Ahmad Khan took the regal name Ahmad Shah Durrani, and under his leadership the Afghans established the Durrani Empire. This is widely considered the birth of modern Afghanistan. By the late 18th century, his empire stretched from Mashhad in Iran to Kashmir and Delhi in India, and from the Amu Darya, Oxus River, in the north down to the Arabian Sea in the south. It was one of the largest Muslim empires of the 18th century, second only to the Ottoman Empire. More importantly for Afghan history, Ahmad Shah's reign marked the first time the region was not merely a prize for others, it was an independent Afghan kingdom. Ahmad Shah Durrani died in 1772, and his successors struggled to maintain unity as internal rivalries grew. The empire fragmented into smaller realms by the early 19th century. Still, the idea of Afghanistan as a nation had taken root. It would soon be tested by the arrival of yet another global power on Afghan soil. In the next episode, the world's empires return, this time with redcoats, maps, and a dangerous game called the Great Game. Afghanistan, where even superpowers lose.